Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Now we got drinks? Oh, stay free. Come on.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
All right. So our stream doesn't work. It worked last episode.
I just noticed that.
I give up. I fucking give up. I mean, can you imagine if we made money doing this? I mean, it's just... I give up. I don't get it. And I'm looking at it. I'm on YouTube. I'm on our page, and it says excellent connection. And then I can actually click on like some settings, and stream health is one of those areas, and it says stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. But I'm fucking tired of it. Moviesucktastic, say something. Maybe if I type something, is anybody out there?
Yeah, so are we streaming or not? You're confusing me.
Well, I'm just seeing if I type something in the chat room, if the stream will start working. I probably, and I shouldn't have to fucking do this either. I guarantee you I have to exit out of the software that we use and then go back in. And then the stream will work. Because I was streaming and it was successful, stopped it, then click start streaming again for the next episode.
It doesn't want to see that
it ain't working.
Stupid computers.
And if I kill that just to get the stream working, the video, the 4 minutes, 5 minutes that we've been doing the show already, it goes bye-bye. I only have the actual audio. So I will have to upload the video like I normally have to lately. Whatever. Fuck it. We're reviewing Minari. And
yeah.
Whatever.
Are we recording now?
Yeah, we're on. We're
Welcome everybody to Moviesucktastic.
No, we're recording, and all of this, the video is being recorded, and it's saving it to my hard drive right now. So I have to manually upload the video to YouTube, which is a fucking annoyance.
All right, so we start the show, or
we should start reviewing Minari.
Hi, I'm Scott, and the very angry individual opposite of me is Joey,
Hi.
and
Fuck
we are
you.
on
No, I'm
our
kidding.
we are on our second Oscar review. We're trying to review all the best pictures and any other nominees that we can squeeze in before the horrible, horrible day arrives. And this episode is a pairing with the last episode, which was Nomadland. Both of these films, we both felt take a look at the idea of the American dream and its downfalls and struggles. And
Right.
so this episode, we're reviewing Minari.
Right. Yeah. So where in Nomadland, the American dream has been ruined and destroyed, whereas in Minari, it's trying to be achieved. And that's basically the premise for both films. In this one, it's a Korean family that were living in California, which, from what you understand, under better circumstances.
But it's city, so when you say better,
Well, it's better in the sense that their living conditions were better, where they were living were better. The problem is they do chicken sexing, and which
gonna make a film about chicken sexing. Not
what-
gonna. No way that's ever gonna get brought up during the Oscars. Man.
it,
Sexing.
it ain't happening.
Sex.
For anyone that doesn't know what that is, they just simply they dip the chicken or the chick in something. I don't even know, and then they turn it upside
Ranch.
down and they
Cool
see
Ranch.
if it's a Cool Ranch. Don't you deep fry them first before that?
Nah, they gotta get it in fresh.
And they turn them upside down and they just see if it's a boy or a girl. If it's a girl, it goes somewhere, and if it's a boy, it goes somewhere else. Which, from what I understand, is to their death because they don't taste as good.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, fuck the boys.
It just doesn't seem. It seems weird to me. But
Yeah. So unlike Nomadland, which was really, I personally felt more about how the economic struggles are preventing rugged individuals from actually living individualistic lifestyles.
right,
Whereas in Minari, this is another struggle of coming to America and trying to create not just your own family, but almost you're changing cultures. And the interesting thing with this is the whole shift from California. So these are adults that were children in Korea. They came to America when they were teenagers, if I got that right.
yeah,
And they've been living in California, and now they moved to Iowa. Which state was it?
no,
Flyover state.
it's a flyover.
Dakota.
Oh crap! I had it. It was on the tip of
You
my
should
tongue.
have that. You know I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
well, I knew it until you asked me what it was.
Nebraska. I think it's Nebraska.
Uh,
See, now I want to make sure I'm right.
I don't think that's it either.
I think it's Nebraska. Nebraska came up during the film. I want to say yes. I watched this and Nomadland. Between the two of them, I have no idea where I am.
It's Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's just what I said. So, so they're dealing with a culture shock of moving from one country to another, becoming acclimated in the subculture of that culture, then leaving that subculture into a different aspect of the culture that you're already a subculture of,
Right.
and all of this trying to be a family, and
Yeah.
without that other structure around you, sometimes it's hard. And so that I think that's how both films look. One is about wanting to be alone. This one is about the need to be together, and how both of them are hard to achieve.
Absolutely. And what they really do well, as far as showing that, is the culture shock of them, being from a different country, trying to make it here. They do that pretty well. Everyone in the film seems to be doing it well, delivering everything that they could possibly be on screen for this too. Mm-hmm. So, you get that Jacob, who is the father, you get that he's just doing everything he can to try and make this fucking work. You get that his wife
What? But like every guy makes all the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Because he's an idiot.
You get that his wife truly is unhappy with their decision to move into this mobile home. But his dream is to have a farm growing Korean crops to sell to large retailers for Korean population. That's his dream, and he gets this mobile home on this very, very large lot of land. I think 50 acres, something along those lines. Mm-hmm. It's very big. So he does that, and that's his dream, and his wife just ain't having it. She just is not happy about the situation at all. I mean, how could you blame her? They probably moved from better conditions, because if it wasn't better, she probably wouldn't have reacted to the mobile home as much as she did.
Joey.
Yes.
So tonight we're recording 2 reviews about very respected modern films that are being held in high esteem, and so we're kind of getting ourselves into a larger pool of new listeners that might be hearing us for the first time, and this is how they're first meeting us, through these 2 films. So I'm going to mark this as the mark where we start losing those new listeners.
Okay.
As I make the statement that the mother is really the reason for all the ills in this film, and she should just shut her pie hole.
Wow.
I hour into this film, I was like, if you would just do a little less bitching and more pitching in, maybe everything would be fine. I do not care for her attitude. I do not care for her tone.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
And no, and even the whole thing near the end, involving their relationship, and who's abandoning who. Such a manipulative display of the sociopathic partner trying to get out of the situation just because it got hard. I have no respect for her or her role in this family.
Thank all I was saying is that she's
disappointed. Thank God Grandma was there.
Grandma, some shit went down with Grandma. Poor Grandma.
Grandma she probably drank pee and was ready to laugh it off.
Was that?
Grandma drank pee and was willing to laugh it off.
Her exact words was, "It was fun. Don't beat the boy."
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mama no backup is like, hey, I can't do this. Now you chose working over doing whatever I say.
Listen, all I was saying is that she was unhappy. You brought that to a whole new level. I feel like I'm being contrary both in this and our previous review, and I'm not trying to, but some of these films do rub me the wrong way in how they present things and how they try to be something. Right.
And again, that was more Nomadland. For this is just my problem where somehow you're supposed to take these women in these kind of stories where they're just relentlessly hounding this poor guy who's just trying to do something good. And like he's like, this is guy's sacrificing everything and trying to do this, and this is the guy you got a problem with.
Right.
And I'm going to there's nothing for me redeeming about her, even at the end. These children are going to grow up just trying to survive you. Everybody else is trying to try to do something. I'm just getting over a really severe headache, and I actually watched this. Ear infection, and I actually watched this while I was like high on pain. So some of that might have rubbed off. I don't know.
It's possible. It sounds like it maybe.
I like any film where an elderly woman accuses a young boy of having a broken penis. I just right now, out of the 2 films you've just reviewed, this one is high is on my list for Oscar.
Oh, no kidding.
Over Nomadland.
Nomadland. It's higher than.
Yeah, but I didn't hate Nomadland. I just had
same here.
Ideological issues with it. That gets more into the I don't know, criticizing the film for the environment it's made in instead of criticizing it for what it is. But it's kind of hard to do when they get kind of cutesy with what it is in the first place. That's my only problem.
So
Sorry.
no, it's fine. I mean, again, how much of this story? I mean, not. I'm not saying it's as with other films that we review. It's a razor thin plot, but there really only isn't. There really only is a few moving parts to this movie. You have this family trying to make it. The father, being the one that's trying to make that happen. The mother comes from South Korea to kind of help with the kids and watch them while the two of them work. And him trying to get his farm going. And the guy that helps him is a Korean War veteran who is he's out there. He's fun though. Which that actor, he's been in a million things. That's what's his face? It's Will Patton. He plays Paul, and he's very religious. And there's one scene on it's a Sunday. This Korean family has just gone to church, and it's a Sunday, and they see this Paul walking down the road with a giant crucifix, a giant wooden cross strapped to his shoulder, or not strapped, but he's got it on his shoulder, and he's walking. And Jacob basically asks him, "It's like, hey, what are you doing? You need a ride?" And what did he say? He goes, This is my
church.
This is my church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was basically doing is he was putting himself through what Jesus supposedly put himself through by walking his cross to his crucifixion. Crucifixins. Because we're in Arkansas. It's crucifixins.
You're Italian, you should know.
I should.
Crucifixion.
Well, I did go to Sunday school.
See? Duh. What I do like about how religion is used in the movie to point to the problems of trying to cling to an old culture as well as find a new culture, the whole religious angle, it kind of puts you in that line where, yeah, you know what, you're not the only one around here that's strange. And I think that's a really important aspect of that Paul character, speaking tongues and doing faith healing on the house, and they roll with it.
Well, he even did faith healing on the crops on the land.
Yeah. So, whatever you call it in the moonlight, and at the same time, that when they had trying to go to church, and she's like, "Well, let's find a Korean church." She's like, "We don't." And then she starts getting with the other Koreans that moved to California. They tell her, "Yeah, we left California because we wanted to get away from the Korean church."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
We don't want that. So they start going to white church because of that. And you can't. She tries to retreat. One of the aspects you try to do is you're trying to retreat into your past culture or into your homeland culture, and for some people that's not a retreat. That's the trap. And you're dealing with people. It's very complex. It's very complex. Basically, she's a bitch, and it's all her fault.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's all you're saying.
But no, he's a great part of the movie, and
now Jacob is played by Steve Yeun, who, for anyone that knows who he is, he's known for being in the Walking Dead TV show. That's really where your most his notable performance is, all the way up to. Much like what happens in the comic book, what goes on in, I think it's the end of season 6, beginning of season 7. It's one of the craziest things. It's, in my opinion, one of the best bookends as far as like end of a show, episode 1, that's been done in a really long time. And I really thought that Walking Dead was going in the right direction, and it turned out that the show was complete utter dog shit after the end of season 6.
I'm going to wear it with a badge of pride that I am so far removed from the Walking Dead nonsense that I did not even recognize him from that.
He goes all the way back to season 1.
I know now that you mentioned it, but it did not occur to me watching the film. I just knew I recognized him, and being white They all look alike, so it's hard to tell if I've already.
Wow, you're really going there this episode.
I'm not, but it's a fault of mine. I'm not saying it with pride. I can't, they blend together, and it's just it's my fault for being a white man. I'm not making apologies for it.
I just want
I'm
everyone
not
to
making
know.
excuses for it.
I just want everyone to know that it is your fault.
Oh, white America?
Being so white.
Yeah, it is not my fault for being so white.
I don't think they all look the same.
I said, "Fucking the Philippines, fucking the Philippines." No, they all came. They all came to Canada. What the fuck, idiots. But what I will say is, now having that knowledge under my belt, if somebody has not yet gone through the trouble of digitizing zombies into the fields during this movie, then we don't deserve to have our freedom. That should already. I should be able to Google that now and already find it. So
you should just do a search for Minari zombies.
No, because if I don't find it, I'm going to be upset. I'm just going to assume it's out there.
I'm going to look. So anyway, again, plot.
This is better.
This has more of a plot than Nomadland. I'll give it that.
Well, it's for me, it's a better film because it is a film. It's not a pseudo documentary. Kind of, let's pretend we're the problem. This is an original screenplay. It's up for best screenplay. It's up against. Why am I looking at score? Best original screenplay. It's up against Promising Young Woman.
Nobody has Photoshopped zombies.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7, and Judas and the Black Messiah. So as far as best original screenplay goes, it has a lot. Has a lot of competition.
Now, from what I understand, Lee Isaac Chung, who directed the film and wrote it, this is based on his life growing up. Yeah.
There's a whole backstory about it that really serves no purpose. I don't want to sound again. Massive earaches for the past couple of days. Intense pain. I might not be well mentally anymore.
You might not. You might not.
I'm just saying. What was I saying?
You were saying that they all look alike, and I had mentioned that Lee Isaac Chung. It's based on his life.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to say, what's this backstory to how you came up with the idea for this? And I'll strip away everything, and the answer was someone said something, and I thought of this. Which for me is not an interesting story. Why? How does that end up in a trivia section or a fact section or interview or anything? There's nothing interesting about that. That is, you just described communication.
Well, yeah, yes.
But great screenplay, great movie. I think he really hits all the notes very well. Some stiff competition for any category.
Well, you really feel for the family in the movie.
You do, except not the mother.
Not the
everybody
mother.
else. Everybody else, yeah.
So it's nominated for Best Picture. Obviously, we're reviewing it.
Also,
it's nominated for
a film.
Yeah.
Let's just say this: it's a film with a lot of silence.
Well, yeah.
And the silence is meant to be both awkward and serene at the same time, because that's what it's like out there. It's what it's like.
It's what it's like. Nominated for Best Actor for Stephen Yeun, Best Director, Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role, which is his wife, Yoo Jung Yoon. Well, is it also Yoon? Y-O-U-N? His is Y-E-U-N. Is it Youn? Oh, okay. Best Original Screenplay, Lee Isaac Chung, and Best Achievement in Music, Emile Masseri. Got the Italian guy to do it.
I don't think I said they look alike. I just said I couldn't tell the difference.
Isn't that the same thing?
I mean, if you're Korean or Asian, yes, I'm an asshole. But I'm not trying to be. I know I have the same problem with actresses. I'll be honest. Okay. Just in general, women.
Well, Hollywood is by design. They pick a lot of actresses that do look very similar because it's the next Scarlett Johansson. Oh, it's the next, Amanda
Yeah.
Seyfried. Oh, it's the next whatever. They do that on purpose. That's why a lot of actresses do look familiar. Like they have
And they
similar
polish them
hair,
up.
similar eyes, similar bone structure on their faces. That is not an accident.
And they polish them up, and they make them marketable and make them an object and product, and which I'm not against. But again, it makes it harder to remember individual names.
Like there's
They're
one
not a
actress,
real person.
Here, I'll find
Now-
it real quick.
Now, Norma Macdonald, I mean, I know her name. That's why you had to correct me 3 times today. But that's because I'm very, very, very familiar with her work. And if I'm not familiar with your work and you're just a Hollywood face, women they all look alike at that certain time. That is that certain stage B thing. It's just
Right.
give me a personality I'm going to remember.
So here's a perfect example of Hollywood. So there's an actress named Teresa Palmer. She's very popular in a TV series called The Discovery of Witches. But Kristen Stewart looks exactly like her. They look almost identical. They have like the same kind of hair, same kind of bone structure, same kind of lips, nose, and eyes. They look creepily similar. It's no accident.
Yeah, I mean, and
I actually thought it was Kristen Stewart for a split second. Mayor had this show on, and I was just walking through the living room, and I was like, "Is that Kristen Stewart?" No, it's somebody else. But oh my God, she looks a lot like her.
It's fair because if you're sorting for the prime cut, you're going to have all the Black Angus in one bin.
Black Angus.
And once you go black, you don't go back. So you want to stick with that Angus.
I've heard of that. I've heard
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White people are horrible, and
As we're proving during these last 2 episodes.
I don't think so. I honestly, Korean films have been my go-to for the past 5 years. Like, just so much great stuff coming out of Korea, South Korea.
Well, last year, Parasite won Best Picture.
Right, and I was into the Korean stuff before that, bitches. Yeah, especially horror films. They've just been cranking out top quality, like you'll remember this for the rest of your life type films. I'm glad this film is nominated for a lot of things, but even though I did like it, and I as far as best original screenplay, best adapted screenplay right now. No, it is original screenplay.
It's original, yeah.
But for best original screenplay, it does have other stuff that has to battle with that I haven't read yet or watched. So I can't say anything about that. But as far as best picture overall, I don't know how this doesn't blow me away. Like nobody died in this.
No.
In a creepy way, to weird music. So of course I'm not.
Well,
gonna think
you know what we should
best
do?
picture.
What we should do is every week when we review a new film, like right now, and I think you're the same way. Minari is over Nomadland.
Definitely.
So like when we review our next 2 films, we can pick which of those 2 films are over, say, Minari, which currently is the front runner. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, you may have seen other films, but for the show, it's like, okay, Nomadland or Minari? Okay, it's Minari. Next week, let's say we do 2 other films. We could look at those 2. Is that better than Minari? Yes, it is. That's now our
I gotta tell you though.
What?
There's only one film right now that I'm really dreading watching.
It's
just I don't like. There's like every fiber of my being does not want to watch it.
There's always one.
Sound of Metal.
Oh, I saw that. That's fine.
I know you mentioned that, and then I watched the trailer again, and I honestly can't find any fucks to give about any aspect of the storyline. Every single beat on it is don't care. I don't care. So,
you know what film I'm like, the film that I'm like, oh, I just don't want to watch it. I don't care. It's The Father. I don't care. Not interested.
Oh, but
at
it's got
all.
a great actor. But I love the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care. Everything else, I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. But The Father, I'm just like, ugh, I don't care.
Yeah. So you like loud music, and now your ears hurt. Okay.
And again, that's that is such a small part of the movie.
Yeah, 2 days of ear infection. I would have killed a small child if it meant giving me my normal life back. So I can't even get past the idea that, so do I want to save my eardrums or just keep on rocking? Like, no, stop rocking. Stop rocking now.
Stop rocking.
You hit a certain age, time for jazz. That's it. That's it. That's the law. That is the law. But
all right.
No.
No,
That's the end of the show.
It is. No, we're done. We're done.
Yeah,
Let's.
we're done.
It's actually at a 7.7 on IMDb.
I feel the same way. Another
7, solid 7 on this. Or do you want to go an 8? I think 8. I think I would have enjoyed this film way more if it was an 8. I mean, I like the film, but if I'm giving a movie an 8, I'm like, you know what? I need to watch this again.
All right.
I need to tell people to watch this too, and I'm not like that with this film. I'm like, you want to watch it? Good. You don't want to watch it? Good. I don't care.
I'm willing to say 7, and just be flat out and say my 8 is just because it's not my kind of movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I just say, like, normally this kind of film does not appeal to me whatsoever, so I really can't give you an 8 because I have a bias.
Right.
I'm willing to go that far with this film. I never would have seen this film ever if the Oscars didn't happen, and I really can't see how impactful that would be on my life.
Yeah, I would never have gone out of my way to see this.
Yeah. I'm glad I did.
No, I
Decent
enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the film quite a bit.
Hope it wins something. I don't think it's going to be Best Picture, and if it is...
Yeah, what are its best shots to win something?
If it is, good. Fine. I don't care.
Its best chance to win something, I hate to say it, might be music. It just might be. But it could get original screenplay. It probably will get original screenplay.
I'm rooting for The Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods?
Best original score.
Is that the name
One
of
the films? The Five Bloods.
Okay. I thought you were saying that the score was performed by The Five Bloods, and I'm like,
No,
says
the
it's
movie's The Five
performed by
Bloods.
Emile Masseri. Whatever. I don't even know where you're going right now.
Don't worry, it's going to go to Soul.
It might. It probably will, actually. It's probably going to get original screenplay. That's probably what this film will get. Well, let's take a look at Lee Isaac Chung. Is he directing a Marvel movie?
Asian American director, I'm assuming he is.
He's directing a film called Your Name, that's an anime film. I think it's the biggest anime film ever in Japan, and he's making a live action version of it.
How is
And
it
it's
the
a
biggest
body
animation
it's a
ever?
body swap movie. Live action remake of the 2016 anime film about two strangers who mysteriously swap bodies.
Well, at least they have an original plot. I can't even. I really feel like this is. I'm turning. This is my dark years are starting because I honestly can't work up any urge for anything animated right now. Every time I see an animated trailer, I just want to I want to roll my eyes to the back of my head till I lose consciousness. I have no rational reason for it.
Wow.
Not all as bad as Soul, but just I was getting movies to review for the show, and the best animated features, and I have no interest whatsoever in any of this shit. I'm going down the names, and where's the best animated features?
It made $233 million in Japan.
Over the Moon,
which I believe is the largest grossing film in Japan.
Shaun of the Sheep, Farmageddon. Oh,
Shaun of the Sheep, Farmageddon.
Onward, which is, I think it's about aliens. Oh, just horrible stuff. Soul, Wolf Walkers.
I saw Wolf Walkers. It's pretty good.
my daughter was requesting me to find it, and I couldn't find it, and then it was nominated for an Oscar, and suddenly I could find it.
Oh.
So I was like, hey, 6 months late. I'm still the man.
Found it.
Just tell me what you need and wait until you don't want it anymore, and I'll find it.
All right. So
Guaranteed.
so this is a solid 7 from us. Yes. And so what are we going to review next week? Have we decided yet? Are we going to decide off air?
I already have a couple I've already seen. So if there's something that you've already seen that we both have seen to make life easier,
I've seen Sound of Metal.
Is that it?
I'm going to look now.
Because I'm going on vacation this weekend, so I have less time than normal to prepare. So if I can incorporate one of the 2 I've already seen, I've already seen 4 out of the 9.
What have you seen then?
8.
You've seen
there's 8 films.
You've seen Minari. You've seen Nomadland. What are the other 2?
Promising Young Woman.
Okay.
And the Trial of the Chicago 7. I've seen both of those already.
But those are not a pairing though. We didn't pair those.
Those are just 2 films I watched.
So why don't we do?
It's not all about you, Joey.
Well, since you don't have the time.
No, I'm not saying I don't have the time.
No.
I have less time. I can watch 2 if I have to.
At some point, we're going to get to Sound of Metal. We're going to get to that, and I've already seen it. So it's going to be an easy week for me at some point. So why don't we do Promising Young Woman and wait a minute.
No, we can't do that.
No, Promising Young Woman and Sound of Metal is what we paired. We paired those 2, didn't we? Pretty sure we did.
No.
Or did we pair Promising Young Woman and The Father?
Right, because those were the leftovers after you do Judas and the Black Messiah.
And the Trial of Chicago 7.
Correct.
Because then that would mean we were pairing Mank and Sound of Metal because you said it was entertainment business. Artists.
Yeah, that is correct.
You know what? I paired Promising Young Woman and Sound of Metal because I said they're both on a quote-unquote mission.
And I said, nobody cares, Joey, just pick. And no, I said I'm fine with either choice. So,
what was the other one? Trial of Chicago 7?
Uh-huh. And Judas and the Black Messiah.
Why don't we do those 2 next?
All right.
Because I'm not giving up 100% on the pairing for Promising Young Woman and Sound of Metal. So let's do Judas and let's do Trial of Chicago 7. And we'll do that next week. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Episode 324. Thank you, as always, for joining us, where we are going to review 2 more movies next week. We're going to do Judas and the Black Messiah, and we're going to do the Trial of Chicago 7. Join us next week for that. This is episode 324. Thank you. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Go to iTunes and download our show. Also, do a search with your favorite browser for Moviesucktastic, and you can find us literally everywhere. We're everywhere. Stitcher and iTunes and Podbean and Google and iHeartRadio. It's like literally all the big ones. They wanted us badly, so we put ourselves on their sites. I submitted it and they said yes. That's basically what happened. Anyway, you want to leave us email, it's themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, it's 908-514-4470. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced that film doesn't end with Paul just killing that whole family.
Well, I mean,
there's no way.
I mean, listen, I'm watching the movie and Paul's doing his thing, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going, but
every scene,
there might be some shit that goes down with Paul.
Every time Paul's in the scene, and then we go to a night scene, I had to keep telling myself, it's not that kind of film, Scott. It's being silly. He's not going to kill anybody.
That's right. I mean, it's only rated PG-13 too. But if it was an R rating, I'd be like, this is that kind of film. It has to be.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it. All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Thank you for joining us as always. Bye-bye.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye-bye.